It's game time. We got a best of 5 here. Tempo versus Zai. Zai's going to start things off with a nice kickoff into the corner, an easy possession for a first goal quickly here in game 1. And we'll give you some backstory here. I'm going to talk mostly about my stream. I'll give you some heads up on Zai. There's a flip reset to the top shelf. Zai going to continue the hot start. Someone in the chat asked, isn't Tempo a freestyler? Tempo is not. I think there are some other similarly named players. But no, this Tempo is not a freestyler, at least not to my knowledge. Zai, another reset attempt there, this time bouncing the ball down off the ceiling. A third reset attempt here. Zai feeling confident with the mechanics today. He's got plenty of boost in the tank for this. Flip reset over the top, does hit the crossbar, bounce away, and he'll have to play this carefully as Tempo does have the boost advantage. Eventually he will back off and turn over possession. Now Zai, nice flick to the far post from Tempo, cut the lead in half. Zai is the current reigning CRL World Champion. Dr. Boomin. Maybe he is a freestyler. I don't know. I don't think he is. There may be another Tempo. Or maybe he is a freestyler. I really don't know. I feel like I would have heard that. Tempo, another nice flick. He's making use of the Dominus. How can people get in the show matches? Is that your question? Basically, the typical approach that I take is I will invite, pros or semi-pros, people that make it in and out of main events, or I will invite players that are top 100. That is usually the criteria that I stick with. There are obviously some exceptions. There are some exceptions. Another flick, followed by a bump from Tempo. Looking for another bump. He will land it and buy himself some time to work here. Plenty of boost in the tank as well. He's going high in the sky. Reset. Actually going to keep it low. But he works it over the top of the challenge. Tempo has his first lead. But yeah, to get on the show matches, or to get invite to the show matches, basically just, like I said, it's either professional play or top 100 in the 1v1 leaderboard, or just some sort of notoriety. Maybe sometimes it's a sub for a professional team that is a pretty high-level player and they've been focusing on ones. Or, Zai here is a CRL player and he's kind of bubble level for Europe. So yeah, just kind of looking around the comp scene, seeing what players are interested, seeing who would maybe be some fun matches to watch. But if you are a player that maybe hasn't played in CRL or maybe hasn't played in or RLCS and you're thinking like, I want to get a show match as well, the easiest way to do so would just be to get top 100 in 1v1s and shoot me a message and we'll be able to set something up. I'm always down to have new players on. It's a lot of fun to find new talent that maybe we all haven't heard of or haven't watched play yet. So anyways, back to the current match here. We've got Zai versus Tempo. And as I said earlier, Zai, reigning CRL World Champion, Dr. Boomin University. They took down Northwood. Isn't that right? Y'all correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but they took down Northwood. Or, yeah, it was Northwood in the finals? Or maybe it was Fisher? Fisher College? It was Northwood, okay. And Fisher in the finals, gotcha. Okay, so they took down Northwood on the way and then took down Fisher. And those are two CRL teams that have, that have professional players. So, North American professional players, of course. So very big wins for Dr. Boomin and Zai. And, you know, I'll say this. I hadn't watched much of Zai's gameplay. Here's another flip reset to the top shelf. I hadn't watched much of Zai's gameplay until we got him on the stream. And I am thoroughly impressed with how mechanical he is. Specifically, and especially, the aerial game is very robust, very creative. He's got lots of tools in the kit. Oh, I see. Okay, Sasha, thank you for the correction. Fisher swept Northwood in the semifinals. And then Dr. Boomin faced Fisher in the grand finals of CRL. Okay, awesome. Thank you, thank you. A good, like I said, a good win either way. Tempo, on the other hand, is a little bit younger. I think he is 16, maybe turning 17 soon, or potentially 17 already. He's been pursuing professional play. Plays for Wild Esports or Wild Gaming. I'm not sure which way to call it. I'll have to look up what the org's name specifically is. He plays for Wild. They've had some decent runs here in RLCS this season. They have unfortunately been dealing with a player, I guess, injury or illness. One of their starters, Emil Bald, who we've also had here on the stream. You can check it out on the YouTube channel if you want. He has unfortunately been unable to compete in the most recent event, and I don't think he'll be able to compete in the final RLCS event either. We're wishing him the best on his recovery, though. Tempo, on the other hand, you know, to give you some more context on him, he's played on the stream. This is his 6th match now. He was 4-0, and we had him play against his Danish brother. Oh! Breezy flick there from Zai. Does find the top shelf. Got 3 seconds left. Done well to delay the kickoff. He's given himself a chance. He might get the boost as well. Tempo secures the boost, and that will probably secure the victory as well. Tempo takes game 1. Game 2, Tempo up 1-0. But I'll continue on. A little backstory with Tempo. So he and Edgeby faced off, and Tempo was looking to extend his undefeated streak. He was 4-0 on the stream at that time. He did, however, end up falling to Edgeby. So he's currently 4-1, a fantastic record, certainly nothing to be ashamed of. But Tempo, after his loss, told me he was very dissatisfied with his performance. And after the qualifier concluded, he wanted some revenge. He wanted to get redemption. So that's what we have today. We have Tempo, another match, and this time against Zai, who is going to score first here in game 2 as well. Standard air dribble. Tempo's going to tuck that shot to the top shelf, blocked away by Zai. Counterattack opportunity. Lots of angle change on that flip reset. You can see him air dribbling from the left wall out towards the right side. And then that flip reset reverses things back to the left side of the net. Well done by Zai. He's up 2-0. Look at this. Classic conditioning from Zai. This is so smart in the 1v1 world. He's shown reset, reset, reset. This time he fakes it, drops it low. Very smart by Zai. He's got a third. think Tempo wanted to, I think he wanted the air roll shot there, but unfortunately ran out of the dodge timer. Y'all know when that happens. You're sitting there clicking it, hoping for the dodge, but unfortunately waited a bit too long. It does, however, not matter, as Tempo gets a demo. Turns for the quick free opportunity. He's got his first here in game 2. Neutral 50 there in the midfield. Tempo's the first to it. Rolls in his second. Kickoff goal to follow. Tempo has equalized. Potentially a fourth. If he can read the bounce, he does. Tempo has really changed the momentum here in game 2, almost exclusively through this kickoff adjustment. Zai, on the other hand, relying on the aerial prowess to generate some open opportunities. There's a shot on target, but Tempo's back in time for the save. And he's got a very easy counterattack for a fifth. And this is just really a contrast of styles. Zai wanting to lean into the mechanical prowess, willing to take heavy chances, heavy risks, invest, a significant portion of his boost tank into an attack, whereas Tempo is playing things a bit more safe, a bit more cautious, trying to stay grounded, really honing in and focusing on those kickoffs where trying to gain the advantage there. And thus far, the strategy by Tempo has seemed to be the superior strategy. Once again, he takes things slow. It just secures the 2 big boosts. Zai kind of taking a note out of Tempo's book, letting him press into the corner, keeping that tank full, waiting for the right time, and a quick counterattack gives him a fourth. Great defense from Tempo. The composure allows him to keep that initial attempt out. Zai, an awkward touch, but Tempo can't read it either. So he doesn't initially score, but he's still got possession. He's up off the ceiling, has that dodge, and he finds the top right corner. Patience from Tempo. It's probably easy to get frustrated by not scoring initially when the opportunity was there, but he found or created another opportunity. He's got a sixth. Another strong kickoff. Shot is on target as well. Tempo's got a seventh, and he has just really neutralized any advantage that Zai may have with mechanics or aerial play or creativity in attack. Tempo staying close to the play, not giving Zai much space. And then really focusing on, as you can see there, Zai with low boost, just keeping Zai in the most uncomfortable position that Tempo can manage. He wants to keep the ball close. He wants to hang on to possession when he can, try to make the most out of the kickoff game. Zai does get a fifth there. Dispossession in the midfield. 63 seconds to play. There's a better kickoff from Zai. Still going to be at a disadvantage here and have to back off. Tempo from the right wall. And that dominance, man, I'm telling you, that dominance is just different. It's just different. It gets these extra touches. Right here, the car's a little bit longer, and Zai, I'm telling you, if that's an Octane, I bet Zai makes that touch. But the dominance is just a bit, the hitbox is just a bit longer. That's a good cut from Zai. He's giving himself time. He's back within 2. 45 seconds to play. Well read by Tempo. Spots the delay kickoff. Tempo missed the boost. It's going to cost him. Zai patiently waits for the proper moment. Gets the pop over the top. Oh, he didn't miss the boost. It just didn't spawn in time. Look at that. Just under 30 seconds, and Zai's brought it back within 1. Now he's got a kickoff win. He'll have possession here as well. And you know what he's doing. He's going into the air. Early reset. Gonna hold it till the final moment. He does look for the top shelf, but he hits the crossbar. And it bounces away. An early turn, early dive from Zai. Looking to keep his chances alive. This is going to be very difficult to work with. Probably just going to take this over for big boost. See if he can turn quickly. Tempo close to the play. Hold on. Zai unable to keep it alive. So Tempo takes game 2 as well. And he's in position for the sweep. Tempo reset to the far side is good. Just delays that dodge usage to the final moment. Oh, that is magnificent. Look at Zai. Going to respond with a flip reset of his own. Pre-flip, gets the reset. It's low altitude, so he just saves that dodge for a wave dash catch. Sneaks a shot underneath. And it seems like Zai has made an adjustment for kickoffs specifically. It's allowed him to make things a lot more neutral. Rather than so heavily in favor of Tempo. Tempo, the flip reset fake, drops it low. He's got his second. Well done. How in the world did Tempo get the player title? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that is a 40 Chessmaster, I think, is Rocket Pass title. Standard air dribble. Zai choosing to prioritize recovery there. Didn't want to go all in and dodge forwards. And it looks like that was the right choice. Allowed him to get back in time for defense. Goes to the air again, has another reset. This time uses it for one final small touch and a bump as well. Zai gets his second. Oh no. My internet, they keep struggling. Very well done by Zai from his own backboard. Air dribble across the map. Has the flip reset. Holds it for, once again, a wave dash catch to the bottom corner. He's got a fourth. I guess the good news is at least these hiccups in the internet aren't lasting too long. Wow, I mean, Tempo just stays behind the ball. Puts a big hitbox on the challenge here from Zai in the midfield. Dunks it home. Wow, that is very well done by Tempo. He reads the early challenge from Zai, beats him to it, hits it off the ceiling, off the backboard, and into the net. Zai has some space. Flip reset to the far post is good. He is so consistent with these. Oh my goodness. Tempo with a double reset musty flick. Was blocked by Zai. Tempo got very aggressive there with his challenge, and Zai will punish. Just under 1:30 to play. Tempo electing to stay on the ground. Tries once again to use that dominance for a creative flick. He's done well to keep that safely pinned to his backboard. Race to the corner boost. Tempo wins the race. Softly taps that central. Gets his fifth. Oh my gosh. Look at this play. The pogo to keep the dribble alive. Zai has to respect it, and now look at this flick. My word. I mean, it's just so difficult to tell where he's going to fling the ball. You can't read the dominance. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Tempo actually beat Zai to the touch in the midfield, or on the kickoff. Knocks it lateral and taps in a seventh. He has completely flipped this game on its head in the final minute and a half. And now Zai is the one that's going to have to make the comeback. He's only got 30 seconds to do so. Sent that high. Tempo, no boost, but he's going to fling it down into the blue end. Just going to make life difficult for Zai. He's going all in on the aerial play. Maybe an air dribble bump attempt. Can't get the bump. Tempo clears to the corner. Has a full tank of boost. All he needs to do is get this to the ground. Instead, elects for a shot. Zai does have some boost to work with. He's done well to keep it alive. The corner is there for him. And this is going to be very difficult to get on target. Hold on. He's caught it. Oh! A valiant effort from Zai in the waning moments of Game 3 in the series, but ultimately Tempo comes away with a sweep. GG's.